Hey guys, thanks very much for joining me again. And today I wanted to talk about or maybe address a few things that happened over the weekend. I was gonna do a video sort of on the Saturday or Sunday. It was all depending on how the big announcement from Arcade One Up went. And honestly, when I saw it, I was just like, eh, let's move on. So, for people that don't know what I'm talking about, let's have a little look. So, over the weekend, over the weekend was the Super Bowl. So, as part of that, Shaquille O'Neal was doing his Shaq's Funhouse, which was a big sort of concert, outdoor carnival. He described it as a Super Bowl big game party, that kind of thing, which was going to be fantastic. And Arcade One Up was going to be there as part of it. So this was the kind of the stuff they were putting up beforehand. They were going to reveal something big, something exciting, and everyone was like, "Oh yes, this is perfect timing." Super Bowl. It's going to be NFL Blitz. That was the big thing. This is going to be NFL Blitz because we've already got NBA Jam. That's from Midway. NFL Blitz. That was another Midway one. Sports Super Bowl. This would be the perfect time to do it. So everyone was dead excited about this. Now there was a bit of back and forth because it's Shaq. He's basketball. So why would it be NFL? But because it was around the Super Bowl, that was where everyone was leaning towards. And when the announcement came up, unfortunately, it was NBA Jam. It's the Shaq edition. Now this is a different form factor than the original NBA Jam, which I'll show you in a minute. I've got a couple of side by sides. So it's a bigger version of the cabinet. As you can see, there's no riser or anything here. We've got a bigger marquee which looks cracker. It is 4-player. There is a 19-inch screen in there. Now everything else is the same. We've got the same 3 games that are in there. It's 4-player. It's still online. It has been confirmed that it will be playable against people who have the older NBA Jam. So it's going to have the online community. It's a really cool cabinet, but I think people were because it was hyped up so much. I think people wanted more, and that's just maybe where it's fallen down. Now, if you don't have the original NBA Jam cabinet, I think this is a really cool one. Like I say, it's bigger. It has the 19-inch monitor, which is a great thing. This again shows that Arcade One Up is listening to the community because we've asked for this before. The ones that I have behind me here, 17-inch, and they're grand. They're grand. People have been wanting more from it, and people have said we'd like a 19-inch. Is there any possibility of that? Because I can't really show you, but there is a bezel that sits around the screen. You can put a 19-inch monitor into that machine quite easily. It's doable, and people have done it. So people have been asking, why can't we have a 19-inch screen? Well, the main reason would be because Arcade One Up bought a load of 17-inch screens, because that's what they thought, at the time, people would be after, the 3/4 scale, and it worked. And the screens, especially on the Wave 2 and beyond, are a lot better. Brilliant quality ones. But people ask for the 19s. You're not going to go straight out and get the 19s and start putting them in when you've got a whole backlog of 17s. You're going to wait for a little bit, get rid of the 17 backlog that you have, and then start putting 19s out, which is what we're seeing with the Pro Series, which is what we're seeing with the new Golden Tee, and then this, which they're calling an XL, which I like because the price point on this isn't anywhere near the Pro Series. If we're looking at the Pro, they're looking $799, $899, around that kind of dollar mark. This is marked as $599, which is great considering some of the cabinets that we have out, like Simpsons. Killer Instinct is what, $699. That's a big ask. This is good. This is a great price point for a bigger cabinet with things that people are wanting. So if we take a little look at some of the pictures, you can see this as we're scrolling by. I'll scroll down and let you see the specs and everything like that. So yep, it's going to be playable against the original NBA Jam machine, which is fantastic. No monthly subscription required. That's the online play is going to become more and more of a requirement as these cabinets come out, especially these like um, 4 player, 2 player games that are coming out, the beat 'em ups, these sports games. Maybe I can't see it going for the shooters. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if you could do that. Maybe you could. Who knows? Maybe we'll get like a House of the Dead live, something along those lines. That would be really cool, but I don't know how you would work it. But yeah, there we go. So we've got NBA Jam Tournament Edition, and NBA Hang Time. So the same games that were on the previous ones. So we'll have a look closer at the pictures now. These are renders, so the cabinet pretty much does look at this, but he's not actually playing it. I don't think. Just looking around here, that's definitely just been photoshopped in. You can see around his hands and things like that. He's not actually holding a stick or anything like that because it's a 4-player machine. But yeah, it is a bigger cabinet without a riser. It's going to be, I wouldn't say you're going to be slouching too much. I think you're going to be pretty much bang on looking at this thing. It is the Shaq edition, so we've got Shaq's silhouette and the wee signature on the faceplate, which instead of a molded coin door, yeah, a wee bit disappointing. I would have preferred the coin door here, and then maybe just the signature across, the Shaq silhouette here. That would have been nicer. I really do like their molded coin doors, the way they're going with them. Here's another look at the side view. So we've got the 4-player joystick and button configuration, and it is a wider cabinet, so you're going to have a lot more room than you would have on like the Turtles or Golden Axe or anything that they've got out so far. There's a better view of it. So we've got the lovely looking 19-inch monitor. That marquee looks fantastic. I'm not a big basketball fan. This one wouldn't be one for me, but I think this looks really cool and would be a great pickup, especially at that price point. I think if they're going to keep going with these XL range that they're calling them, I think these will sell. Absolutely, I do. And there's another one here. It's just someone sitting at the cabinet, so we're always seeing it from this side. Now, if we have a little look at this one, this is a picture courtesy of Kongs R Us. He was at the event on the weekend there. So this is a side-by-side picture of the NBA Jam original one and then the Shaq edition. So you can see the difference in height here. This is with the riser, this is without. So actually the screen looks actually about the same height, which strange. I actually thought this one was a bit higher up when it came to it. Oh, maybe I'm wrong on that, but I do like the bigger 19-inch monitor. I love the big marquee. That looks fantastic. The button layouts, you've got a bit more space in between each of the players, which is going to make it a brilliant one to play. And yeah, it would take up a fair amount of room in your arcade, but I think if you're a big sports fan, if you're an NBA Jam fan, this is, look at the difference in the marquee. That one is so washed out, and look at this, that's beautiful. I know they have been working on their marquees. It's a different way of doing it with Ridge Racer and Terminator, and yeah, it definitely pays off with NBA Jam. That's a miles different. Doesn't look like they're gonna go with the light up deck, which is fine because it's just a wee LED bar. It wasn't adding too much to it, I guess. But there it is. There's the new cabinet. Jump myself back here. So what do you guys think? Or would this be something you'd be interested in? Like I said, it's not for me. I'm not a big basketball fan, although NBA Jam was a class little arcade game. I used to like watching people play it. The announcer that you had on it, boom shakalaka, that was per which was really cool. I did like that kind of thing. But yeah, I sort of, I can see what they're going for, and I like it. I think if they start bringing out more older cabinets in this XL style, I think you'd get a lot of people trading in for these bigger ones, especially people who have more room in their home arcade. I think now we've got a selection for everyone. We've got the 3/4 scale for the ones that don't have an awful lot of room. We've got the XL range for people who have a bit more room. That's not breaking the bank. And then you've got the Pro Series for, I don't know, the big hardcore collectors, I guess. The upgraded hardware, buttons, sticks, that kind of thing. So we're now accommodating for everyone. There's something out there for everyone, which is really good. And yeah, I'll be pleased to see what they're gonna do next. I'll definitely be keeping an eye out on this XL range. So yeah, that was all it was from Arcade 1-Up over the weekend, which is why I didn't race on to do a video on it, because I wasn't overly thrilled with what it was. But that's just me. In regards to myself, I haven't really been doing an awful lot. Live streaming is still a wee bit difficult for me at nights because of the heating going on. When that thing kicks off, it's really noisy, as people can attest to when I'm having Zoom meetings and the thing kicks in. But for myself, speaking to a few guys, I'm definitely getting deep into the arcade hobby. So I've decided I'm going to pick up a Raspberry Pi and try and build myself an arcade machine. So never done anything with a Raspberry Pi before, so I've been in full research mode, figuring it all out, what I need to do before pulling the trigger on it. So I figure I'm going to do it in stages. So first stage will be to pick up the Raspberry Pi, build it up, stick on the OS, get a few free ROMs from wherever I can grab them, and make sure it runs. So I've got a USB Xbox controller, which I can map up easy enough. That'll be the first test, first stage. If I can get it working there, I'll be quite happy with that. After that, I'm going to try and build a arcade control deck, buttons and sticks, maybe just do 1 or 2 players, and see if I can get it wired up to a proper control board, wire that into the Raspberry Pi, remap. And I do have a monitor sitting down here, but I may just hook it into the big TV for now, just as a test. The monitor may come in handy if I make it to stage 3, which will be building a cabinet around it. That's going to be my final stage, if you will, to get that. I'm not very good with woodwork or anything like that, so I may have to ask a few favors and see what we can do. I'd love to build the shell and then maybe arse around, see if I can get a light up marquee going, see if I could get light up buttons going, see if I could get a light gun hooked up to it. I mean, I do have ideas, I just don't want to go in all guns blazing and then fail very quickly. This is why I'm going to do it in stages. So I'll keep you guys updated. I kind of want to film my progress on it and show you how I would go about doing it. I mean, I'm a complete novice at this stage. I do like the idea of like getting an old arcade machine and, you know, figuring out how it all works, how to maintain it, but that kind of stuff looks really complicated. I mean, I watch Retro Ralph's stuff all the time, and the stuff he has to go through to get things working again, it's really complicated. I know he's sort of self-taught and things like that. I would love to get to that stage at some point, but I think I'm going to start small. Going to do it with a Raspberry Pi, and if that all works, then maybe we'll see if I can grow it a bit more. But I'm really digging this whole home arcade hobby, and I really want to get deeper into it because it's so slow to come over to the UK. We're getting drip fed, and I understand that it's fledgling, it's still young. So in order for me to get more out of the hobby, I'm gonna have to go out there and do more myself. I can't wait for things to come to me. I'm gonna have to go out there and make things happen, which is why I want to go with this Raspberry Pi mod. So, well, it's not even a mod. It's a complete build. I'm not taking one of my machines. I want to keep those machines stock unless one of them dies. Then I'll think about putting the Raspberry Pi in there. But I'm thinking more along the lines of building this as a fourth machine. I have no idea where I'm going to put it. I'll figure that one out later, if the wife doesn't kill me before that. So yeah, that's where where I am at the moment, and like I say, I do want to keep you guys posted with what I'm doing. So hopefully, we'll be able to take this wee journey together. Thanks very much for joining me today. I really appreciate you spending some time with me, and I will see you later on. Ta very much, guys. Bye bye for now.